The Soviet Union dreamt of having a strong navy. Aircraft carriers were a key part of this vision. However, early attempts to build them faced many obstacles. The Soviet Union struggled to balance its military priorities. The focus on land and air power often overshadowed naval ambitions. One early project involved converting the battlecruiser Ismail. This proved challenging and highlighted the difficulties of adapting existing ships. The project was eventually abandoned. The Soviet Union lacked the experience and resources to construct purpose-built aircraft carriers. The failure of early projects was a setback for Soviet naval aspirations. It highlighted the need for a more focused and sustained approach to carrier development. The lessons learned from these early attempts would shape future naval programs. The Soviet Union's history as a land power profoundly influenced its military thinking. Leaders like Marshal Tukhachevsky championed the importance of land and air forces. Naval development was often seen as a secondary concern. This strategic outlook impacted the allocation of resources and the prioritization of military projects. The emphasis on land power was further reinforced by the experience of World War II. The Red Army played a decisive role in defeating Nazi Germany. This solidified the Army's position as the dominant branch of the Soviet military. Naval ambitions continued to be sidelined. Despite the focus on land power, the Soviet leadership recognized the growing importance of naval power projection. The United States Navy's expanding carrier fleet posed a new challenge. The Soviet Union needed to find a way to counter this growing threat. The Cold War marked a turning point in Soviet naval thinking. The threat of American carrier battle groups forced the Soviet Union to rethink its naval strategy. The development of hybrid ships, such as the Moskva and Kiev classes, reflected this shift in thinking. These ships combined elements of cruisers and aircraft carriers. The Moskva and Kiev class ships were primarily designed for anti-submarine warfare. They carried helicopters and a limited number of vertical short takeoff and landing (VSTOL) aircraft. These ships provided the Soviet Navy with a more flexible and cost-effective way to counter the American submarine threat. While these hybrid ships were a step forward, they lacked the true offensive capabilities of dedicated aircraft carriers. They could not operate high-performance conventional aircraft. This limitation would continue to hinder the Soviet Navy's ability to project power on a global scale. Section 4. The Ulyanovsk Project and its Demise. The Ulyanovsk project represented the pinnacle of Soviet carrier ambitions. It was to be the Soviet Union's first nuclear-powered supercarrier. The Ulyanovsk was designed to operate a full complement of conventional aircraft, including fixed-wing fighters and bombers. This ambitious project was a clear signal of the Soviet Union's desire to challenge American naval dominance. The Ulyanovsk would have given the Soviet Navy a formidable capability to project power far beyond its shores. However, the project faced numerous challenges. The collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991 brought an abrupt end to the Ulyanovsk project. Construction was halted, and the partially completed hull was scrapped. This marked a significant setback for Russian naval aviation and left a void in its capabilities. Section 5. An uncertain future. Russia inherited the legacy of Soviet naval ambitions. However, it also inherited the challenges of maintaining a powerful navy in a time of economic uncertainty. The Admiral Kuznetsov, commissioned in 1990, remains the sole aircraft carrier in the Russian fleet. The Kuznetsov has faced numerous operational issues and has spent considerable time undergoing repairs. Russia's limited shipbuilding capacity and financial constraints make it difficult to build and maintain a large, modern carrier fleet. The future of Russian naval aviation remains uncertain. Despite these challenges, Russia continues to express its desire for a strong navy. It recognizes the importance of aircraft carriers in projecting power and influence on the global stage. Whether Russia can overcome its historical and economic constraints to realize its naval ambitions remains to be seen.